get ready friends. We're about to look at what all of the Aspiration reward traits from early expansions up to and including Island Living, and game packs up to and including StrangerVille actually do in The Sims 4. For each I'll detail what it does before giving it a personal rating out of 5, and yes, this rating is entirely my opinion, though definitely feel free to share your own thoughts on these traits in the comments below too. And with that, let's start with the expansion packs, and more specifically the Natural Leader reward trait that comes from completing the Leader of the Pack aspiration from Get Together. This trait makes it so that attempting to overtake a club always succeeds, and also makes it so that you can't be overthrown as a club leader. Additionally, your sim will gain club points during a gathering a lot faster, and from my testing, the rate that you'll gain club points is doubled. I'd give this a 2 out of 5. While the club points increase is nice, if you have a big club, you'll be swimming in club points anyway. Also, while the ability to take over clubs easily can be good for storytelling, it's really not all that game changing. Next up, let's look at the In the Know trait that's awarded for completing the City Native aspiration from City Living. This allows you to use the In the Know interaction on market stalls, which then lets you purchase things from that stall at around an 80% discount. And you can use this on food stalls too, which allows you to place a buddy order whereby you'll be able to buy food at 80% off as well. While it's a huge discount, it is a discount on things that are kind of cheap to begin with, and so this aspiration really just saves you a small bit of change, though I do like how it encourages you to eat out more, so I'm giving it a 2 out of 5. Moving on to the Animal Whisperer trait from the Friend of the Animals aspiration that comes with cats and dogs. This trait has 3 effects. Firstly, it'll allow you to teach your dogs tricks faster, and from my testing, you'll teach them tricks at twice the normal rate. Then it'll allow you to discipline more pets more successfully, which makes training out bad behaviors a lot easier. And finally, you'll gain relationships with animals a little bit faster as well. I wouldn't say this boost is massive, but another thing that's cute is that you'll also have a new interaction to converse with your cats and dogs too. Overall, I'd give this 3 out of 5. Next up, we'll look at the world-renowned actress or actor trait that you'll get upon completing the Master Actress or Actor aspiration from Get Famous. This simply makes it so that your acting interactions will never fail. It's awesome if you remain in the acting career, which the aspiration is very closely linked to, but outside of this career it won't really do anything. I'd give this a 3 out of 5 if you're in the acting career, and a 1 outside of it. Then there's the Unstoppable Fame trait gained from completing the world famous celebrity aspiration that comes with Get Famous. This will completely stop your sim's fame from decaying, which is a really nice quality of life boost as fame decay can get quite annoying. Additionally, you'll be better at dealing with the paparazzi, and your sim will also gain an extra fame perk. If you're playing a celebrity sim, then I'd give this a 4 out of 5, mostly because not having to deal with fame decay is a dream. Now let's take a look at the laid back trait that's awarded from completing the Beach Life aspiration that comes with Island Living. This trait makes it so that sims will never become tense. Overall, it's pretty handy in day-to-day gameplay, but I will call out that this is exactly the same as the Carefree Satisfaction Point reward trait. Ignoring the double up, I would give this a 3 out of 5. Now we're moving on to look at game pack aspirations, which surprisingly far outnumber their expansion pack friends. First up is the Survivalist trait, which is gained from completing the Outdoor Enthusiast aspiration from Outdoor Retreat. This trait makes it so that waking after sleeping in a tent will provide your sim with a +1 happy moodlet for 6 hours. Additionally, sims with this trait will gain a happy moodlet when interacting with campfires. While I think this trait is nice and it really does bring to life the idea of sims loving the outdoors, I also don't think it's all too impactful, and so I just give it a 2 out of 5. Now let's look at the 3 aspiration reward traits that come with Spa Day. Firstly, the Clear Perspective trait that comes from completing the Inner Peace aspiration. Having this trait allows sims to click on themselves and have a moment of clarity. This interaction will remove many of the negative moodlets that sims can experience, for example embarrassed moodlets. On top of this, it'll give your sim a happy moodlet for 3 hours, during which time they'll be immune from negative emotions. It's a very handy ability to have, but note that there's a 24-hour cooldown on this interaction. Overall, this this is a fun and rather unique ability that can help keep your Sims in better moods, and so I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. Moving on to take a look at completing the Calming Aura trait that's awarded for completing the Zen Guru Aspiration. This will allow your Sim to click on themselves and choose to emanate a calming aura. This aura lasts for 3 hours, during which time your Sim will give off an electric blue glow and have a fine +1 moodlet. While active, surrounding Sims will gain a happy +3 calming aura moodlet. On top of this, if surrounding Sims are experiencing negative moodlets, for example angry moodlets, then these moodlets will start to clear at 4 times the normal rate. Keep in mind though that there's a 24-hour cooldown on this interaction. Overall, it can really bring to life the idea of your Sim being a Zen guru and having a super positive presence on others. And it's really unique as well, so I'm giving it 5 out of 5. Next up is the Self-Care Expertise trait that's awarded for completing the Self-Care Specialist Aspiration. This trait triples the amount that Sims pay you when leading yoga and meditation services, from $110 to $330 per person for yoga, and $80 to $240 per person for meditation. It also quadruples the amount that you're paid for giving massage chair services, going from 40 to 160 simoleons, and then doubles the amount that Sims pay you for giving a range of massages on the massage table. While this trait does just let you earn more money, it's also what makes becoming a yoga instructor, meditation instructor, or masseuse a viable career in The Sims, and so I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. Let's turn our attention to the 3 aspiration reward traits that come with the Vampires game pack. Firstly, the I Am the Master trait awarded for completing the Vampire Family Aspiration. This essentially makes it so that command powers used on vampire offspring will always succeed. Essentially, you can be a bit of an evil vampire boss and force your offspring to do your bidding. I think this is great for storytelling, but at the same time it's not hugely impactful, so I'm giving it a 2 out of 5. Now let's look at the A True Master trait, which you'll get after completing the Master Vampire Aspiration. This improves a Sim's mind control powers, but perhaps more importantly, it increases a vampire Sim's reserves of vampire energy. From my testing, the increase is by 25%. And it stacks or compounds with the Occult Master power that also sees vampires gain greater energy reserves. Hence, it's best to max the Occult Master power to get the greatest benefit from the True Master reward trait. While it's definitely nice to have, it really isn't going to change all that much gameplay wise, and so I'd give it 2 out of 5. Now for the Regained Humanity trait that comes with completing the Good Vampire Aspiration. And this simply makes it so that you are more likely to be successful when asking Sims for permission to drink from them. While it's nice for storytelling when making a good vampire, it's worth noting that Sims will still be pretty quick to reject you if you don't know them that well. Just like the other vampire traits, I'm giving this a 2 out of 5. Next up is the Role Model trait, and this is awarded for completing the Super Parent Aspiration from the Parenthood pack. This trait makes it so that when your Sim is around toddlers, child, and teen Sims, they will increase their character values at a faster rate. And from my testing, the bonus is about 50%, so it's relatively substantial. While having to be nearby is a little bit annoying, overall this trait will serve in letting you raise younger Sims' character values a lot easier, which can really shine in family gameplay and lead to rather big benefits for your younger generations. Because of this, I'm giving it 4 out of 5. Moving on to the 2 traits from the Jungle Adventure game pack, starting with Museum Patron that's awarded for completing the Archaeology Scholar Aspiration. These Sims gain a confident +2 moodlet while visiting a museum lot, and if you go on a date with another Sim at a museum lot, then you'll gain a +2 flirty moodlet while on the date. You know, nothing like a few artifacts to get you going. Additionally, having this trait lets you donate a wide range of things to a museum. This includes omniscient artifacts and treasures, and also many other collectibles like crystals, metals, fossils, and elements. Doing this will see you gain a very strong happy +3 moodlet that lasts for 24 hours. And also if you have the Get Famous expansion pack, then you'll also gain some fame as well. Overall, the trait works well with storytelling and also has rather substantial benefits that make it easier to keep your Sim happy, so I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. Next, we'll look at the Treasure Hunter trait that you get from completing the Jungle Explorer Aspiration, and this essentially lets you get way more treasure when exploring. With this trait, even normal chests around the Selvadoradian jungle and temple have a very high chance to give you an omniscient treasure, and then the main ornate chest that you open while getting to the end of a jungle temple will often give you 2 omniscient treasures instead of the usual one. In short, it makes adventuring in Selvadorada way, and I mean way better by letting you find heaps more loot, and I'm giving this one a 4 out of 5. The final trait that we're going to look at is Hero of StrangerVille, and this is awarded for completing the StrangerVille mystery aspiration. Having this trait will see you receive fan mail every so often, and this can include useful things like a lump of clay, a future cube, random fish, or a gourmet fruitcake. Okay, you caught me. The things are not that useful. It's mostly random wacky stuff, but something about receiving things in the mail is just so fun. Additionally, from the story section of friendly interactions, you'll also be able to tell a story about defeating the mother plant, and this is just a fun little interaction. Realistically, for most, this is probably a 2 out of 5 trait, but because I love receiving things in the mail, I'm giving it a 4. And that's what all of the aspiration reward traits from early expansion and game packs do in The Sims 4. If you enjoyed or found this helpful, then you might also like my video where I looked at the base game aspiration reward traits and what they do, so check that out if you want to. And as always, I hope you have an amazing day. See you later!